Hello everybody, today we're going to be going over the patch notes for July 23rd, 2020 for Borderlands 3. We're going to be going over the new anoints that were removed, new vending machine rewards, legendary gear, and more. First, we're going to start off with the new quality of life changes, including a legendary firing mode for the Fabricator. This is a new firing mode where you can swap to spawn 1 to 3 legendary weapons for 250 iridium per shot. You'll switch into this alternate firing mode like any other weapon. Mission rewards available in the veteran rewards vending machine outside of Earl's place. You can now get mission rewards with random anoints. Legendary gear available in vending machines. We can now get legendaries out of vending machines. They also rebalanced it, so you can also get them on random chance like BL2, pre-sequel, stuff like that. They've also removed uncommon green gear from the item of the day pool. Chests and badass reward adjustments. So they made it to where they can drop legendaries more often. Dedicated loot pool adjustments. They fixed some bosses. They also allowed more bosses to respawn, including Dump Truck, Undertaker, Mincemeat, Butt Munch and Truffle Munch, Shiga, Roner, Rax, Max, Archer Row, Bloodshine, Moldoc, the Anointed, Artemis, Apollo, King Bobo, King Nasher, Anointed X2, X3, X4, and Azala and Preston. And now for the anointment pool adjustments, they removed 21, as I said earlier. They removed 21 of the anointments. Most of these are including while airborne or while sliding, as well as damage reduction anoints and a lot of action skill and anoints like Cyber Spike, Healing Pool, stuff like that. Stability, they addressed a reported concern that crashes would occur during split screen. Reduced the number of projectiles that spawn due to damage dealt when using multiple elements on enemies and limited the number of times projectiles bounce over 4. This kind of fucks over the recursion. In general, they added like supported languages and stuff. It's mainly just, it's nothing too big. As I'm reading through. For Mayhem Mode, they addressed a reported concern where the splat attack from the Beastmaster's pet Scorcher was unintentionally receiving Mayhem damage scaling multiple times, but they also increased the pet damage scaling in Mayhem. They addressed a reported concern where the operative's Digiclone was interacting with certain weapons like the OPQ in a way that received Mayhem damage scaling multiple times. So it pretty much fixed the OPQ, and now it's not going to be anywhere near as good as it used to be. They addressed a bug where the Gunner's Iron Bear and certain class mods like the Minesweeper could interact in a way that received Mayhem damage scaling multiple times. Addressed concerns that Gunner and Operative, so Mose and Zane, were experiencing unintentional levels of damage increased with a variety of class mods in Mayhem Mode. Addressed a reported concern where the Anointment, while an action skill is active, constantly trigger novas that deal damage, was incorrectly scaled when players received Mayhem Modifier's scaling skill damage. Ties that bind will now scale properly with action skill damage, so you're going to have to spec more into Blue Tree with Amara for do harm and action skill damage. Addressed a reported concern that the Cosmic Crater Legendary Artifact did not scale the Elemental Puddle damage with Slam damage in Mayhem. For character nerfs or buffs, players can no longer emote to exploits Anarchy stacks. They can't emote cancel it anymore. Flax headcount works now. Finally, people complained way too much about it. Address reported concern where the vibration effect from Flax Burst Aid Augment persists after the action skill ends. Flax Pets now use the correct color when using the spec'd out skin for clients, which I don't see why that needed to be fixed. Addressed a reported concern where Flax Normal Jabber Pet attack command was not functioning correctly. There's no point in using attack command in the first place. Updated the Gunner's Selfless Vengeance skill to scale the duration of each rank invested. Remove the ability for the gunner to skip the boss's teleport action and guardian takedown. Address the reported concern that the grenade launcher did not deal extra damage when equipped with the stainless steel barrier passive ability while using Moses auto barrier. For effects, they fixed mind melt visual effects and audio stuff. They added death dialogue to guardian takedown for Scourge. There's not really been too many UI changes. Hotfixes, the gunner's anarchy stacks no longer are lost when entering Iron Bear. They also addressed bugs where the Siren's radiation elemental Anointment would do less damage. It used to do 40 and now it should be doing 130% more damage. Change the listed damage increase on the Siren's personal space to reflect what is happening in-game. They addressed a reported concern that the Beastmaster's Rage and Recover skill was not increasing the healing rate of pets. So now that can be added to Robotic Death. Ties that bind to has been adjusted to reflect the damage being dealt in game. Addressed the report concern that players are able to access unintended areas in the Herblind Eyes area and take down at Guardian Breach. Address the stuck spot near 2 Iridian chests before encountering Anathema. Address the stuck spot when the iron falls and take down at the Guardian Breach. That's another stuck spot. They seem to be fixing a lot of stuck spots. The Siren's Glamour skill would cause enemies to be immune and cannot be killed by the player. Siren's skill against Telezaptors would break. Enemies while riding mounts would become permanent allies with the Siren's Glamour skill against a Telezapper. There's a perceived mission blocker when Doc Stanley would fail to turn back into an enemy after being affected by the Siren's Glamour skill. A lot of things fixing that skill. I'm going to skip by that. But yeah, that's it for the patch notes for July 23rd. I hope this helped you in some way. Please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot stress this enough. You do not have to turn on your notifications. I'll be seeing you guys next week for a build video. And of course, I'll see you guys next week.